Hey everyone, welcome back. So today is Thursday. Bitcoin is down, miners are down. Another day like this. So a couple of things I want to talk to you guys about. Obviously Bitcoin where it's at right now, Ethereum as well, and then we're also going to look at Hut 8 provided a story basically how they're doing ESG going forward, their goals, and we also have Cleanspark providing they're going to be doing immersion cooling as well. So we'll get into both of those stories, but also before we get into those things, I updated my audio system here for the recording thing. If you guys could let me know how the sound is, if it's good, if it's bad, if it's low, if it's too high, let me know in the comments down below. I would appreciate it. I just want to make sure I have good audio for you guys. All right, so let's get into the sticks here really quick. So here's Bitcoin. Obviously, Bitcoin had 2 days in the red right now. So we just basically transferred over into the new day about an hour ago, or so about an hour and a half ago. And we bottomed out at right around 47,377 roughly. It seems like our support is right around 47,000, but we're obviously hovering above it, which is good to see. We came down here and wicked it a little bit a couple of days ago, about 4 days ago now, 3 days ago. So we had 3 green days, 2 red days. RSI is still looking good. Not much going on, obviously, in the space other than we have the fear of inflation. The inflation index or the inflation CPI, I believe, is coming out tomorrow. Data on that. So we'll see what that brings. People are obviously afraid. So I don't really get why people would be selling right now if you fear that there's inflation going on. I would think you would be in assets and things like this and other things and not selling and going into cash. The other possibility is that we may be also in December's where people basically sell their losses and what is it called? Loss harvesting or something like that, where they sell their losses to pay less than property taxes. So Bitcoin obviously is right now at 48,363. It is trying to get above our, which is now kind of like resistance here at 48,500 roughly. So we'll see how this continues on throughout the week. Let's take a look at Ethereum really quick here as well. Ethereum is basically not going past, well, it wicked a little bit yesterday, down below 4,100. It seems like it's, just drawn the line at 4,100. It's not going below it. And obviously Bitcoin is doing a little bit better right now than Bitcoin is as far as percentage drops and gains. And I think that might be because of the upcoming Ethereum 2.0 update, which we don't know if it's going to be in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, but I think people are just being bullish on Ethereum in general because of that. So we'll have to see how Ethereum goes forward from here, along with Bitcoin. So let's take a look at the crypto fear and greed index. So today it posted 24, which is pretty low. Obviously, it's not as low as we had it a couple days ago when it was 16, but we're still relatively low in the fear and greed index, which people are fearful, which is sometimes a good buying opportunity as well. So we'll see how this plays out as well going forward. All right, so let's take a look at the mining stocks here. So DMG finished out the day low, about almost 7% down on the day. Everything was down on the day. There isn't much news out there other than what we're going to cover, which is Cleanspark and Hut 8. Riot was down today as well, about 9.6% down to 2650. Mawson was down 11%, down to 607. I mean, you can see this trend line going down here for Mawson is just continually going down. We've had 3 straight days going down, 1 up day, 3 days down. Doesn't look good. Marathon had a little rebound here in the past 3 days. Today was obviously red, but it was down 11.3% on the day to 4137. Hut 8 was down 9.25%, down to 903. Similar story with Hut 8, tried to do a little rebound in the past 3 days, but it obviously wasn't able to because Bitcoin was falling down today as well. And then DigiHost is at 425, down 7.81% on the day as well. And I mean, all the charts look the same pretty much. Everybody's falling, just like Bitcoin is. Hive is at 293. It was down 11.4%. And Cleanspark was down 9% to 1340. And bitfarms was down 9.64%, down to 581. And the thing that I don't really understand is why are these guys down more than Bitcoin? Bitcoin's only down, what was it, 2%, 2.5%, 3% today, and everything else is down triple that. Doesn't really make much sense, does it? All right, so let's get into the first story here, and we'll go from there. Didn't want to do that. There we go. So Hut 8 announces ESG goals to drive a more sustainable future. Hut 8 is pleased to announce its environmental, social governance, ESG objectives as a part of its efforts to lead the global industry in innovation, inclusivity, and sustainability. Technology, sustainability, inclusivity, and innovation are part of our DNA at Hut 8. We are proud to lead positive change in our sector, which we hope will build a legacy that our team and shareholders can be proud of, said Jamie Leverton, Chief Executive Officer of Hut 8. While the company is sharing its objectives and goals today, ESG is not new focus for Hut 8 and has been one of its key priorities under Leverton's leadership. The primary objectives are centered around a suite of goals that extend to all aspects of corporate social responsibility, including achieving carbon neutrality for Scope 1 and 2 GHG emissions by 2025, reducing emissions through technological and operational innovation, fostering workplace health and safety, and maintaining zero total recordable incidents, focusing on corporate diversity across employee representation, including the goal to achieve 25% employee representation for women, maintaining executive management team gender diversity of over 40% women, maintaining board gender diversity representation of over 30% women, continuing to be compliant with public company reporting and disclosure requirements, and supporting and partnering with nonprofit charitable organizations that drive positive social impact and climate change efforts. So obviously all very good goals to meet. The important thing obviously for shareholders is that these are wonderful things to achieve as long as there is a net positive for shareholder value in the long run, right? So we'll have to see how this all plays out in the strategy for Hut 8 going forward. All right, so let's take a look at Cleanspark here. So Cleanspark announces 20 new megawatt immersion cooling initiative at Norcross Bitcoin mining facility. So today the company announced purchase of immersion cooling infrastructure for its Norcross Bitcoin mining facility. Phased installation starts immediately, with the first 8 megawatt expected to go live in February. So it's going to take them, obviously, it looks like about 2 months to get this installed. The new data center's immersion cooling technology is expected to increase Bitcoin mining efficiency by 20% or more. According to industry standards and the manufacturer, it is also expected to reduce operational expenses, enhancing Cleanspark's competitive advantage that comes from the company's background in energy technology. So there is obviously advantages to this, and we'll cover this in a little bit here. I got a little presentation to work through with you guys. Highlights are 20 megawatt immersion cooled solution at Norcross, Georgia facility. Expected efficiency increase of 20% or more, according to the manufacturer. So 5,940 fully immersed Antminers S19 Pro machines, or about 600 petahash total. So this is at their current mining speed. So they're about roughly 100 terahash per miner. Liquid is 100% biodegradable and safe. So let's take a look at it here. So liquid immersion cooling, where the miners are fully immersed, is a specialized cooling liquid, has proven to significantly increase the hash rate of Bitcoin mining machines, reduce power consumption, and extend the life of the machines, thereby maximizing financial gains. A data center with such technology does not require regular re-outfitting, further improving the efficiency of a large mining operation and reducing operational expenses. This approach is in stark contrast with air-cooled data centers, the current standard in Bitcoin mining industry, which require regular cleaning or replacement of the machine or filter because the constant flow of air carries minute particulate matter such as dust and pollen, which is true. And that gets on everything. Upon completion, the 20 megawatt project will consist of 180 liquid-filled tanks, with each tank holding 33 units of the Antminer S19J Pro machines, the newest generation series of Bitcoin miners on the market, fully immersed in a proprietary cooling liquid. The liquid is synthetic hydrocarbon compound that has no electrical conductivity, is fully biodegradable and safe. Let me see if there's anything else here. That is it. Okay, so this is all good. Obviously, Riot is also doing this as well. So there's obviously a lot of advantages to doing this. You get rid of the fans, you get rid of the air having to go through them, get rid of having to clean them. You also can have these miners running for a lot longer and at a constant rate because the temperature is pretty much set for these things. So let's take a look at some numbers that I have here for you guys, and we'll call it a day. So here's what we got. So they obviously said 180, basically those containers will hold 33 Antminers in there. So that's a total of 5,940, right? Here's where my calculations start to get interesting. And then correct me if I'm wrong on this. I'm not an electrical engineer or anything like that. So might have made a mistake here, but this is what I got. So those ant miners, those 5,940 ant miners, have 4 fans on them each. So you got 2 fans in the front, 2 fans in the back. That equates to 23,760 fans that need to be basically removed. Those fans I calculated at running roughly 22 watts per fan, and here's how I calculate it. So I'll show you guys my calculation, and maybe I'm wrong on this. If I am, let me know, and we can obviously correct it. So I took this amps to watts calculator, so I'm using current type is DC, and then we're going with, I checked a couple of the fans for the ant miners. Some of them are like 1.85, some of them are 2.35, 2.4, depending which model you get. So I just went with the lowest one. And I believe the miners are running at 12 volts to the fans. So that's the volts that I used. So calculated, that comes out to be 22.2 watts basically per fan that's being consumed. So going back to here, so we know that we have 22 watts per fan, and we have 23,760 fans that are going to be removed, which gives us basically a savings of 522,720 watts saved. That's huge. So here's my calculation, right? 1.85 amps per fan times 12 watts DC, and that's how we get to 22. That should have been volts. Sorry, volts. It gets us to the 22 watts per fan. That equates to about 158 additional ant miners with the watts saved that they could actually install at the facility and still be at the same wattage as they are now. Obviously, the immersion cooling is going to take up some wattage for the pumps and also for the heat transfer fluids stations, but those are not going to get anywhere near this wattage here. Now, speaking of the 20% increase, so they're at 600 petahash right now, which are right here, times the 20% increase, which would equate to about 120 additional petahash just from doing the immersion cooling, which is huge. So that not only are you getting increased hash rate, right? Getting increased hash rate, but you're also saving a lot here. So same thing that Riot's doing. This is a great way of doing it. I wouldn't be surprised if companies going down the road start doing this actually for everything that they have, because there are so many advantages to doing immersion cooling. Not only does the miners work better, they last longer, there's less maintenance with those miners. The bad thing is it does take up a lot more space, and I think that's the only thing that you can think of that would be bad for this, would be the amount of space that it needs, right? The other aspect to this is it's a lot quieter. You don't have all those fans running like crazy, so that's just my take on it. So let me know what you guys think of this. Obviously, interesting to kind of dive deep into this a little bit and see what's going on behind the scenes as far as the savings are concerned, the hash rate increases, and even if at the 20%, if they get it up to 25, you're looking at even better numbers for the petahash increase on that. So that's it. That's all I got for you guys. Happy to see the story from Cleanspark. I think they're doing great things. So is Riot with the respect to the immersion cooling. I think this is going to be a trend that's going to be ongoing throughout the industry here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Appreciate you guys watching. Have a great day. If you like this video, always smash the thumbs up button, subscribe, and the notification bell. That's it. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.